Hello everyone and welcome to the February-March revision of the Skyrim Ultimate graphics tutorial for high-end PCs. And as always, if you would like to skip the introduction and start right away, click on the button that appears right now. Well, to be honest, I wasn't really planning on recording this April-May revision, but meanwhile a lot of steps have changed. What still hasn't changed is that this video contains part 2 and 3. Part 1 is the introduction and preparation, while on this video, which first was divided in 2 parts, we are going to install the mods and do the required final tweaking. Also, I would like to thank you for all your wonderful replies. It is great to hear that my video tutorials have really helped you. Another thing that I've noticed is that some of you guys have some problems installing and sometimes have some crashes. Well, for me it's really hard to determine how to get a crash to desktop if I at the moment don't have any. I mean, it could be so many reasons that I just have to make a different frequently asked questions tutorial video about this. This video, however, covers some of the most essential steps already. But if you didn't have any problems and you could just install everything perfectly, please keep continuing leaving messages. For this I have confirmation that it worked for you. For the rest, I am still using the warning sign in this video. It means if a very critical step appears, this sign appears as well. When this happens, make sure you pay attention. If not, it could crash your game. Alright, let's not waste time anymore. Let's start with the tutorial. Alright, before we start, make sure you properly delete your Skyrim before installing it. If you don't know how to properly uninstall Skyrim, then let me show it for you. First you go to your Steam folder, and there you just delete the local content first. Once you did that, go to your Skyrim game folder, and you can find the Skyrim game folder in your Steam apps folder. You come in and there you Skyrim. Make sure all the remaining files are deleted as well, so delete all other files that are in it still, even after the uninstallation. So once you did that, also make sure to go to your My Games section and then Skyrim and delete all the files that are still in it. Don't worry about your saves because Steam will automatically create a backup of it. Once your Skyrim has fully been installed, let's go to the Skyrim game folder, and now you have to create a shortcut to your tsv.exe. So cut the shortcut, paste it onto your desktop, and the reason why we are doing this is once we have installed the mod, we are going to verify it works by starting Skyrim, and to do that is by starting it with using this shortcut tsv.exe. Do not use the Skyrim launcher because it will automatically detect your settings again and will reset some of your settings. So once we install a mod, open up your Skyrim with this shortcut and test if it works, so you can verify you got no crashes to desktop. If you got a crash to desktop, then you know which mod is causing it. So again, after each install, start your Skyrim with this shortcut. The first thing we are going to install is the Nexus Mod Manager. This tool allows us to organize and view our mods and also put the specific load order for the mods. This is very important because some of the mods require some master mods. And with the Nexus Mod Manager, again, you are able to put on your load order how you want it. So if you don't have the Nexus Mod Manager, then go to the RealVision ENB page. This is the page that you should have bookmarked. And once you're there on top, it says install Nexus Mod Manager. So click on the link. And then it shows this button, download now. Click on it. And now you can save your Nexus Mod Manager setup file. I already have the Nexus Mod Manager, so I won't download it. But I will show you how it looks once you first start up the Nexus Mod Manager. So let's open my version already. I already have it installed. And let's see. The first time you start it up, it shows this window. So just cancel all the games you don't want the Nexus Mod Manager for. I cancel everything except Oblivion because I'm using Nexus Mod Manager for that. And cancel all the other games except Skyrim. And then select OK. And if you got multiple games, here you can select which game you want. So let's select Skyrim, and first startup it will show this. You can already disable the high resolution texture packs because we are not going to use that one. We are going to use a better one. And then click on this tab, and under this unassigned, here are your mods. Here will all your mods be shown. It could be that at first startup the Nexus Mod Manager will ask if it should categorize your mods. Select no to this so you get this, the unassigned. Else it's just a little bit confusing because you got all these different sections that are showing your mods. So make sure you have this, the unassigned mods. Alright, once we finished installing the Nexus Mod Manager, let's install our first mod, shall we? First of all, go to the RealVision ENB page. And there, scroll down until you see the recommended mods section. The first mod from the recommended mods section is Runes Clutter Improved. Let's open up Runes Clutter Improved in a new tab. And the reason why I am opening up mods and other links in new tabs is because I get a better overview of the mods and what I have opened. So, once you have opened Runes Clutter Improved, click on Download Manual. And we want the Nexus Mod Manager installation. Well, we are downloading mods manually instead of downloading them with the manager directly. You can download them with the manager directly, so with the Nexus Mod Manager directly, but it gives you slower download speeds because you're not able to select a mirror, and for some reason the Nexus Mod Manager still is not able to select the fastest download server. I don't know why, but it still does that. The other advantage is that you have better access to your mods and it's far more easy to create a backup of it. So download the Nexus Mod Manager installation of Runes Clutter Improved, download it manually. And as I said, now you can select a mirror when downloading manually. So select a mirror. And you should have created a folder which should be named something like Skyrim Save Mods. So just create a folder somewhere and use that folder as your mods folder, as your save mods folder. So, in my Skyrim Save Mods folder, I select save, so save the mod. And once Runes Clutter Improved has finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, and now we are going to add the mod. So, click on this button which says Add Mod from File. Then make sure you browse to your Skyrim Save Mods folder where we just downloaded Runes Clutter Improved. Then click the mod, Runes Clutter Improved. And by the way, don't worry about these two folders. In this folder I got all my saved mods from other sessions as well. And the texture pack combiner is another thing that I've tried but didn't work that well. So ignore these two folders, you shouldn't have them. And select Runes Clutter Improved, the Nexus Mod Manager installation. And on here, on the Download Manager, underneath it, you can see the progress. If you got large mods especially, it might take a while before the mod has been processed and installed. But here you can follow the progress. Well, it's been complete, and you can see that because it showed up here with a red cross in front of it. The only thing we now still have to do is activate the mod. And to do that, click on this button which says Activates the selected mod. So click on it. And as you can see now, the mod is about to be installed. This may take a while depending on the mod's size, so the bigger mods take a little bit longer. On this options form, select Install Everything because we want everything, and then click on Finish. And now you got the message that the mod was successfully activated. So that one. Alright, let's install the second mod, which is Cinematic Fire Effects 2 HD. So open it up in a new tab, click on Download Manual again, and let's download the Cinematic Fire Effects 2 mod. Click on Download Manually again, select the mirror, and save it into your Skyrim Save Mods folder. It is a relatively small mod, so it should be downloaded pretty fast. Then go to your Nexus Mod Manager, click on Add Mod for File, and select the Cinematic Fire Effects 2. As you see, it's pretty small and it's processed pretty fast. Once it has been processed, click on Activate, and Cinematic Fire Effects 2 has now been activated. Alright, the third mod we are going to install is the Static Mesh Improvement mod. As you see, we are going to skip Skyfiles and SkyMills, and the reason for this is that a lot of you guys have some compatibility issues and causes some crashes for you. Since we all want a stable, playable Skyrim, especially after installing all these mods, we sure want to skip it, because what it does is not really that important. It just shows some good looking distant waterfalls, so only if you are approaching a waterfall from distance you may get a little bit of a weird view, but to be honest, I never experienced it actually in the game when playing Skyrim. I've never experienced it, so for this reason I would like to skip Skyfalls and SkyMills and go further with the Static Mesh Improvement mod, which is quite an important mod and quite a big one as well. First of all, open it up in a new tab. Then just click on Download Manual and download the latest version, which is 1.63. Click on Download Manually, select the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. As you see, it's quite a large mod again. It's 567 megabytes. Well, I am going to do a little trick that you can't, because I already downloaded this mod. What I'm going to do is go to my save mods, and the Static Mesh Improvement mod should be somewhere here. Here it is. I already got it downloaded, so let's paste it into my Skyrim Save Mods folder. Waste a couple of seconds, and unfortunately you can't do it, and you gotta wait for the download to be finished. But I'll just fast forward now because I got it, the Static Mesh Improvement mod. And once you got it downloaded, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, click on Add Mod from File, and select the Static Mesh Improvement mod. And again, it's probably gonna take a while before it's been downloaded at your computer, because it's pretty big. So open it up, and because it's big, please I would like to remind you that this mod takes a while to be processed. Alright, once the Static Mesh Improvement mod has been processed, click on it, activate it, and this should also take a while because of its large size. Alright, once you get these options form, please be careful of what you're going to select. You get the following options. First of all, we're going to skip the light because we want the full version. But what is most important is that you gotta check and make sure if you got the Dragonborn DLC. If you got the Legendary Edition, you maybe bought it in a Steam sale or something, the Legendary Edition contains all DLC, so it contains also Dragonborn. I also have the Legendary Edition, so I select everything with Dragonborn. So make sure you select that option as well if you have the Dragonborn DLC or the Legendary Edition. Else, if you only got the vanilla version or you are sure you do not have the Dragonborn DLC, you gotta select this option. But I have the Dragonborn DLC, so I select that option, and then you can just click on Finish. And now it's going to ask if it has to overwrite some of the files, and we always want to do that. So select Yes to all. And now the Static Mesh Improvement mod has been activated. We are going to test our Skyrim. So, as you may remember, we did create the following shortcut just for test purposes. So, double click on it and make sure your Skyrim runs properly and you don't get any crashes to desktop. So, see you in a bit. Alright, once we installed the Static Mesh Improvement mod, let's install the Skyrim HD 2K textures. This is probably the biggest mod. So after we installed these Skyrim HD 2K textures, all the packages, then we installed the biggest mod so far. So open it up in a new tab and click on Files or Download Manual. And as you can see here, you got a lot of packages that you can download and can choose from the light version or the full version. So we got 5 full versions: Dungeons, Landscape, Mist, Riften, and Towns. And we got the same for the light, and we want the full version. So what you gotta do is download all these 5 full packages, so only the full. First of all, download Dungeons, click on Download Manually, select the mirror, and save it into your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Well, I'm not going to download them because I already did download them and saved them onto my previous saved folder, so I do not download this, but you should. Once you downloaded Dungeons, make sure you download Landscape as well. So it's the same, click on download manually, select the mirror, and you should know the drill by now. And do the same for Misk, the same for Riften, and the same for Towns. So in total you should get 5 full packages. And again, I already got them downloaded and saved in my save folder. And on this I would like to remind you that once you download these mods manually, you can just copy them and put them into a folder somewhere on your USB stick or your SkyDrive or something like that. But for now, let's select these packs, which you also should have once you got all the 5 packs downloaded. Let's copy them to my Skyrim Save Mods folder. Let's wait a bit until they're finished copying. And now let's add them. To do that, go to the Nexus Mod Manager, click on Add to Mod from File, and let's start with the first package. It doesn't really matter which package you select first, but let's just select Dungeons first because it's on top. Click on it, activate it, and now the first pack has been successfully activated. After that, select the second pack, which is in this case Landscape. Click on it, activate it, and now it's asking for the following. It says a different version has been detected. The installed version, the new version, it's a little weird message. But what we should do is we would we won't want to upgrade in this case. We want to install the mod normally, because if we upgrade, it will replace the Dungeons pack, and we don't want that. So we want to install it normally because we want to install it along with Dungeons and the other Skyrim HD packs. So select No to install it normally, and don't get confused with the file overwritten of files. So select No. And now this mod has been successfully activated as well. In the end, we should get 5 of these HD full packages with the green checks in front of it. So let's add the third pack, Misk, which should be a pretty small one. Click on it, activate it, and again select No to install it normally. And as I just told you, don't get confused with this, which is the file override confirmation. Sorry, I don't always get stuck on that. Make sure on this you select yes to all. So when it comes to with the box to replace it, you gotta select No, and with the file goddamn, I can't just say it right. When it's been asking to override the file, select yes to all. You know what I mean. And now this mod has been successfully activated as well. Alright, 2 left. So select Add Mod from File and select Towns. I thought that this was the biggest. Then activate it. And here, of course, select No to install it normally. And when you get this message again, make sure you select yes to all, because we want to override the old files. And the mod has been successfully activated as well. Now, so let's add the last pack, which should be Riften. Click on it, activate it, and this mod should be pretty small. This last pack, Riften. And now it has been successfully activated as well. Make sure you check if you got all these green checks in front of it. If you got a red check, it means you did something wrong. You probably installed, selected yes when it's been asking to replace it. So, alright, once you now should know the drill how to install the mods a little bit, let's install the next one, which should be Vivid Landscapes, Dungeons and Ruins. And if you can see it in the description, we also gotta install a compatibility patch. We're not going to install the enhanced lighting and effects compatibility patch because we are going to use the realistic lighting overhaul. I'm going to explain that later on, but First of all, let's open up Vivid Landscapes, Dungeons and Runes. Then click on Download Manual. And let's download the first one, Vivid Landscapes, Dungeons and Runes for ENB, because we are going to use the RealVision ENB. And this you can also see that some of the lines in your Skyrim press.ini and this line in the ENB local.ini are set, but I know from myself that these lines are going to be set with the custom ini files we are going to use later on. So first let's download this one, Dungeons and Runes for ENB, the 2K version. Click on download manually, select the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. It's a pretty large one as well, so I'm going to skip it. Vivid Landscapes, Dungeons and Runes for ENB. This one is that you should have downloaded, but I already got it downloaded earlier and saved it in this saved folder, so I am not going to wait for the download. I'm just gonna use my version I already downloaded. And once your version finished downloading, so your Vivid Landscapes, Dungeons and Runes finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager. We're going to add the mod for file again, and let's select the file. Now activate it. And make sure you select yes to all when it's been asking to overwrite some of the files. So select yes to all, and the mod has been successfully activated. Now make sure you are going to download the patch that we are going to need, which is the Static Mesh Improvement Mod Compatibility patch. This is the mod that we installed in the beginning, as you may remember. So click on download manually on the patch, select the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Well, it's a pretty small file, so I just download the patch. I'm not going to take it from my previous downloaded session. Alright, once it's finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, then select the patch and activate it. And of course we want to confirm the override, because it's a patch file, of course. So select yes to all. And now this mod has been successfully activated as well. Alright, let's continue and let's speed up the process a little bit, because we now are familiar with installing the mods. So the next mod is the Vivid Landscapes Volcanic Area. Open it up in a new tab, click on Download Manual, and we want the 2K version. It says ENB is not needed, but we are going to download it anyway. So download the Volcanic Area, select the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. It's a relatively small file as well, so I just wait for the download to be finished. Once it's finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod profile, and select the volcanic area from the Vivid Landscapes. Once it has been processed, click on the activate button, and it says if it should upgrade. No, we want to install it normally, because we want to install it along with the other Vivid Landscapes mods. So select no to install it normally, and make sure you select yes to all to confirm the override. And now the mod has been successfully activated. Make sure you test that your Skyrim starts without any crashes to the desktop, especially when installing patch files like we just did. So first of all, make sure to start up your Skyrim and verify it works. Once you did that, let's install the next mod, which is a Medium-Born Caves. Open that one up in a new tab, click on Download Manual, and we want the 2K version. 2K means better quality than 1K. Select the mirror and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Well, it's a pretty large file as well, so I'm not going to wait for that. I already did that download. So I'm going to my previous saved downloads. Let's see, a Medium-Born Caves it was, yes. I copy the file, go back to my Skyrim Save Mods folder, and once your download finished downloading, that's how I should say it, it should give you this file, a Medium-Born Caves in Mines. So let's go to Nexus Mod Manager, click on Add Mod for File, and select the mod. Once it has been processed, click on it and activate it. Once it has been asking to overwrite the files, make sure you select yes to all. And alright, let's go to the next mod. So close this tab and open up detailed rugs in a new tab. And then click on download manual and just download the latest version 1.3. Click on download manually, select the mirror and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. I am going to wait for this one as well. Alright, once detailed rugs finish downloading, go to the Nexus Mod Manager at Mod Profile, select detailed rugs and activate it. Make sure you select the yes to all when it's asking to confirm override. And now the mod has been successfully activated. Alright, the next mod is a pretty important one. It is Skyrim Flora Overhaul. It is an overhaul for your flora, just like the mod says. So open that one up in a new tab, click on download manual, and we are going for the alpha version, which was added on 15 March 2014. If you are watching the video at this moment, that is a pretty recent add. So we are going for the alpha version. Click on download manually. And I'm actually not going to download it because I already did download it, and I remember it's a pretty large file. Skyrim Flora Overhaul regular, the Alpha Edition. Yes, it's 209 megabytes. So make sure you download this one, and I'm going to show you just in a couple of minutes. But if you do not have Dragonborn, you gotta disable the SFO Dragonborn.esp, but you're going to see that if you installed this alpha version. Let's paste the file. And once you've download finished, so if your alpha version finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add mod from file, and let's add Skyrim Flora Overhaul. Click on activate. And when it's been asking to override some of the files, select yes to all. Alright, once the mod has been successfully activated, again, if you do not have Dragonborn, make sure you uncheck this box, the static Skyrim Flora Overhaul Dragonborn.esp. I do have Dragonborn, so I leave this checked, but if you do not have Dragonborn, please uncheck it, else you're probably gonna get a crashed desktop. And you can actually test that, because now let's open up tesv.exe and start up our Skyrim, verify it works and you don't get any crashes to desktop. So see you in a moment. Let's stick to the outdoor and grass area, since we're now going to install grass and steroids. We are going to skip lush trees and grass, and the reason for this is that first of all, it causes some crashes with some of you guys. It makes your Skyrim sometimes really unstable. The other reason is that it is very performance heavy. It really has some influence on your FPS, so we are not going to use it. Unless you really want to, then you can install it right now, but we're going to skip it and we are going for grass and steroids. So open that one up in a new tab. Click on Files or Download Manual, and we are going for the regular edition for Skyrim Flora Overhaul. It's got a tall grass and it looks pretty cool, so download it manually, select the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Then go to your Nexus Mod Manager and add the mod from file. And grass and steroids, here it is, the Skyrim Flora Overhaul Edition. Then activate it, and now you have successfully activated the grass and steroids. The next mods are just a couple of simple texture outdoor mods. So the next mod is Natural Grass Texture Floor. Open it up in a new tab. Click on Files, and since there is just one file, download it manually. Select the mirror and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Then go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod from file, and natural grass texture floor, here it is. Click on it, activate it, and make sure you select yes to all. And now the mod has been successfully activated. Let's continue with the mod that comes right after natural grass, and it is Trees HD Skyrim Variation. So open it up in a new tab, click on Files, and now we have the decision to make between high new and ultra new. Well, let's just go for ultra since it is better quality. So download it manually and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Once the mod finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod from file, and add it into the Mod Manager, and let's activate it. Make sure you select yes to all. Alright, let's go back and let's download High Definition Ivy. So open the mod up in a new tab, click on Files or Download Manual, and just download the original green and save it under your Skyrim Save Mods folder. And once it's finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod from file, and select HD Ivy, original green. Click on it, activate it, and now the mod has been successfully activated. Alright, next up we are going to install all the water mods. Let's begin with the first water mod, which is Realistic Water 2. Open it up in a new tab. And this mod caused my Skyrim to crash after I installed all the graphical modding, and it took me a while to find out which mod caused the crashing, and it appears to be Realistic Water 2. It crashed because I accidentally checked some of the options which I shouldn't, but I didn't know it by then, and for that it took me quite a while to find out this was the mod that caused my Skyrim to crash. And this is one of the reasons that caused such big delay for releasing this video. So please be careful when installing this mod. I will show you what you should check just in a moment. First of all, let's just download it first. Click on Download Manual and just download the only version that is available, Realistic Water 2 1.11. Click on Download manually, select the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mod folder. I just downloaded this mod already, so I'm just going to cancel it for now. And while you're here, also download this Realistic Water 2 ENB textures. These lines, the enable parallax and enable displacement, are or at least should be already been enabled in the ENB series that we are going to download later on. First of all, let's install those two mods. So let's go to the Nexus Mod Manager, click on Add Mod from File, and first of all let's add the Realistic Water 2 mod. Once Realistic Water 2 has been processed, click on it, activate it, and you should get the following options screen. Well, on the first options form, just select Core Files, select High, and select Default unless you are using the mod Realistic Needs and Diseases. I am not using it, but if you do, make sure you select this compatibility option. I'll just leave it on Default. Well, this the second options form, we are going to check some of the options that you have. Well, I have the Legendary Edition, so all DLC, and for that you have to select Legendary. What I did wrong and what made my Skyrim crash is that on these new lands and waves options I also selected the specific DLC, and this made my Skyrim crash. So if you only have Dawnguard or Dragonborn, make sure you uncheck Legendary, and an example, if you get only Dawnguard, select Dawnguard here on the new lands and select Dawnguard on waves. If you only have Dragonborn, just do the same, Dragonborn for new lands and Skyrim plus Dragonborn for the waves. But if you do have Legendary, just like I have, make sure you select the combination option, which is Legendary on a combination. And on the other, let's select bubbling longboats, select performance waterfalls, select extended ambience, and leave off static ice. It's just a preparation, but I like the bobbing of the ice floating in the water better than just static ice. Then click on finish and make sure you select yes to all to override all the files. Now, since we've done that, let's add the ENB textures. So again, select add mod from file, select realistic water 2 ENB textures, and once it has been processed, click on it. Make sure you select no to install it normally. And select the Ultra for the best looking textures. Then select yes to all. And now we have successfully activated and installed Realistic Water 2. Since this is quite a critical mod and you have to make sure it works, start up your Skyrim first and check if it runs smoothly and without any crashes to desktop. Alright, once you've verified your Skyrim now runs without crashing to desktop with the Realistic Water 2 mod, we still have to download and install 2 remaining mods for our water. The first one is the watercolor for ENB or Realistic Water 2, and this mod makes sure watercolor looks pretty cool and pretty nice. So if you check out the screenshots, you can see it looks amazing. Alright, let's download it. Click on download manual and select the watercolor for ENB and Realistic Water 2. So click on download manually, and now it also says it needs Realistic Water 2. Well, we just installed it, so click on continue with my download. Select a mirror and save it onto your Skyrim save mod folder. Then go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod from file, and select the watercolor for ENB and Realistic Water 2. Then activate it, and now the mod has been successfully activated. The last thing we're going to need for our water is the optional landscape textures from Pure Waters. Pure Waters was the first mod that was on this page instead of Realistic Water 2, but now it has been replaced by Realistic Water 2. We're not going to install Pure Waters, but we are going to need some additional textures from it. And what we want is the pure, let's see what he said again. Optional landscape, specific landscape textures. That should be this one. Yeah, Pure Waters landscape textures. So click on download manually, select the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim save mod folder. It's pretty small, so once it's finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod for file, and select your Pure Water landscape textures. Then just activate it. Make sure you overwrite all the files. And now that has been successfully activated as well, and we have now finished installing all of our water mods. Alright, let's install the next mod. It is called AOF Detailed Mountains. It has been, it's replacing Vivid Landscapes, Rocking Stones and Mountain Parallax, which was the original mod that was on the RealVision ENB page. So open up AOF Detailed Mountains, click on Files, and then just select the AOF Detailed Mountains to that one. Click on download manually, select a mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim save mod folder. Then go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod from file, and select the AOF Detailed Mountains. And there, just activate the mod, and make sure you select yes to all to overwrite all the files. Alright, the next mod is Vivid Landscapes, Cliffs and Creeks, and we don't need those compatibility patches anymore since we're not using Rocking Stones and Mountains Parallax. So open up Vivid Landscapes, Cliffs and Creeks, and click on Files, and select the 2K version for ENB. So click on download manually, select the mirror, and download onto your Skyrim save mod folder. Once it's finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, click on add the mod from file, and select the Vivid Landscapes, Cliffs and Creeks 2K version for ENB, since we are using an ENB. Then activate it, select no to install it normally, and then select yes to all to overwrite all the files. And now that mod has been successfully activated as well. Let's make sure it doesn't crash our game. So once you finish installing, open up your Skyrim with desv.exe and test your Skyrim if it does not crash to desktop. So do that now, and I'll see you in a bit. Now we only have 4 mods from the recommended mods section left to install. So let's open up Mossrocks. Open it up in a new tab. Click on Files and download 1.4 Mossrocks version, the latest one. Select the mirror. Save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. And while we're here, also download the 4K textures for Mossrocks. So click on download manually. Also select a mirror for this and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. As you can see, the 4K textures are significantly larger than the original Mossrocks. Alright, once both files have finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod from file, select Mossrocks, the original mod first, then activate it. And this is important, make sure you select the Mossrocks Static Mesh Improvement mod, because we installed this mod in the beginning. Do not use the do not select this one, because else it might crash your Skyrim. It also says not for Static Mesh Improvement mod users, so make sure you select the Static Mesh Improvement mod. Then click on Finish, and the mod has been successfully activated. After that, we still have to install the 4K textures, so click on Add Mod per file, select the 4K textures, activate them, and it doesn't really ask for any confirmation, so now it has been successfully activated as well. Then close Mossrocks and open up Vivid Landscapes Tundra Moss Revised. Click on Files and let's download the yellow 1K version. Click on Download manually, select a mirror, alright, once it finished downloading, let's download the Static Mesh Improvement mod compatibility patch. In the beginning, we always had to install the Static Mesh Improvement mod and Rocking Stones and Mountains compatibility patch, but we did not download that last mod. We only download the Static Mesh Improvement mod. So select the Static Mesh Improvement mod compatibility patch. Click on Download now. Select the mirror and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. So first, let's open up Tundra Moss Revised. Click on Add Mod for File. Vivid Landscapes Tundra Moss Revised, yellow, and activate the mod. Select No to install it normally, and Yes to all to overwrite all the files. Then let's add the Static Mesh Improvement mod patch, and this is kind of confusing because now we got 2 of these file names. So let's see what it was named. And it's named 43221. So let's add that one. 43221. And this happens when authors give their patch names the same file names. It gets kind of confusing for us. But anyway, just add this one. Select No to install it normally. Select Yes to all since it is a patch file, and now that mod has been successfully activated as well. So make sure our Skyrim doesn't crash and open it up so you can test it. So see you in a bit, test it out if it doesn't crash the desktop. Alright, 2 last mods from the recommended mods section now remain. First of all, open up Dust Effects, open it up in a new tab. Click on Download Manual. And there is just one version available, 1.0. Click on Download manually, select a mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Once it finished downloading, since it is a pretty small mod, it should be pretty fast. Open up Dust Effects, activate the mod, and the last mod from the recommended mods section is Realistic Smoke and Embers. So open it up in a new tab. Select the files, and we want the high version, of course. We want the best looking version. Click on Download manually, select the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Once it's finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod profile, and select the Realistic Smoke and Embers file. Activate it. Make sure you select yes to all, and now the mod has been successfully activated, meaning that we now have installed all of our recommended mods. So now it is very important to test your Skyrim for one last time to see if it doesn't crash the desktop, and it shouldn't, because you should have checked it every mod install. So if you have any crashes from desktop from now on, you can be pretty sure it is not being caused by the recommended mods. So now you should have a stable Skyrim so far after installing all these recommended mods, which should only be texture mods. Alright, since we now have installed all of our recommended mods, it is time to install the essential mods, beginning with the Project Reality Climates of Tamriel. So open that one up in a new tab. Click on Download Manual, and just download the latest version, which should be 3.1. So download that one manually, click on the mirror, and save it onto your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Alright, once Climates of Tamriel finished downloading, let's add it onto our our Nexus Mod Manager. So click Add Mod from File, and select the mod, and let's select Climates of Tamriel. Once it's finished processing, click on it, activate it, and now you can just leave it like it is right now. So default, Climates of Tamriel, and default. Then click on Finish. And now Climates of Tamriel has been successfully activated. We also still require 2 patches. The first of them is the Dawnguard patch. So click on Download manually, select the mirror, and download the Dawnguard patch. Then also download the Dragonborn patch, and of course only do this if you have Dawnguard or Dragonborn, or if you have the Legendary Edition, because then you get both. So let's add those 2 add-ons. The Climates of Tamriel first, do the Dawnguard patch, and after that do the Dragonborn patch. Select No to install it normally, and now Climates of Tamriel has been successfully activated. Alright, the next mod we are going to install is the weather patch for Climates of Tamriel. We are going to skip Supreme Storms for now, because to be honest it doesn't really add too much to our gameplay. It only improves the snowstorms and rain a little bit, but I think the original vanilla rain and snowstorms looks good enough as well. So open up the weather patch in a new tab, click on Files or Download Manual, and just download the weather patch for Climates of Tamriel. It says it requires Climates of Tamriel, and we just installed it. So continue with our download, select the mirror, and save it under your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Once it's finished downloading, add the mod from file, and select the weather patch for Climates of Tamriel. Then activate it, select No to install it normally, and on the main files you can either select regular edition, or if you get a very good computer, as you can see it's very performance heavy, then I would really recommend you using the Fog edition, because it looks really cool. I mean, if you see some of the screenshots, let's go back to the page. If you see some of the screenshots, it looks great in my opinion. It looks absolutely wonderful. So let's select the Fog edition. DLC compatibility for Dragonborn, so select it if you have it. I do have the Legendary, so Dragonborn. And for night level, select night level 3. For snow brightness, I would prefer to select snow brightness 40%, just the same as SkyrimTuner also recommends, so, or at least I thought he did. So 40%, night level 3, Dragonborn if you have Dragonborn or the Legendary Edition, and Fog Edition if you got a good computer, or else if you're not really sure, then you can just select the regular edition. So these are my settings, and click on next, and select this compatibility patch if you would have installed the Supreme Storms. Well, we don't have that, and the expanded snow systems, we just leave that blank, do not select it. Then click on finish, and the mod has been successfully activated. Now, since we have now installed all of our Climates of Tamriel mods, open up your Skyrim again and make sure it does work okay and does not crash your Skyrim. So, see you guys in a bit. Next up, we are going to install the realistic lighting overhaul. So open it up in a new tab. Click on Files. And we want to have the Nexus Mod Manager installer. So click on Download manually. Select the mirror. And save it into your Skyrim saved mods folder. Well, I always have to check what the recommended settings from SkyrimTuner were, so then what you can do is go back to the RealVision ENB page, scroll a little bit down, and in this description you can find 2 screenshots which shows the settings that he uses. So I always use the same settings as well. Let's open up those 2 screenshots in a new tab, and here you can see the settings that we are going to need. So let's go to the Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod profile, and select the realistic lighting overhaul. Once it has been processed, click on it, activate it, and we want the custom selection from screenshot 1. And now I always have to check what to select, so let's open up the second screenshot. He selects major city interiors and exteriors, so let's select those 2, interiors, exteriors. The dungeons. So the dungeons, he leaves off everything from realistic lighting overall weathers, and from other components, minor cities and town interiors, and the Dawnguard interiors. Oh, this is also pretty important. Do not select this option if you do not have Dawnguard. It made my Skyrim crash just in the beginning, since when I didn't have any DLC and I just had the vanilla edition. I didn't have the legendary edition by then. So only select Dawnguard interiors if you do actually have Dawnguard or the legendary edition. Very important, else it might crash your Skyrim. Then click on finish, and now the realistic lighting overall mod has been successfully activated. Alright, now it is time to install the ENB itself. First of all, we are going to need 2 files from the ENB core files, and we have to download the following file, the ENB series core files version 252. Normally, when combining the core ENB files with a different version from the RealVision ENB files, you should or might get some compatibility issues. But since now SkyrimTuner actually recommends just using version 252 with this version, which is only 251. But it should work both together. So let's just download the core ENB files 252, and the most easy way to download them is just to open up this page, the ENB series archive, where you can find all the versions from the core ENB files. So we want the ENB series version 0.252. Save that one up in your Skyrim Save Mods folder, and once it's finished downloading, go to your Skyrim Save Mods folder and extract that just downloaded archive. So extract that, open it up, select the wrapper version folder, and copy D3, D9.dll and ENB host.exe. Copy them and paste them to your Skyrim game folder. So make sure you select the main game folder and not paste them in the data folder. Once you did that, you can go back to the RealVision ENB page. I actually open up a new tab with the RealVision ENB page and select, click on the download manual. And we are now going to download the RealVision ENB version 251. It should work together. Select the mirror and paste, save it onto your Skyrim Saved Mods folder. Once it's finished downloading, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod profile, and select the RealVision ENB file itself. Then make sure you activate the RealVision ENB file. and we are going for option A, full. So then click on next, and now we get the following option, and just select realistic sun normal. And from the ENB patches you might want to select a particle patch, and you might want to select a subsurface scattering patch as well. So check those 2 boxes, then click on next. And what it says here is that we still have to run a script once we've finished this RealVision ENB installer in the Nexus Mod Manager. So click finish, make sure you select yes to all, and once the mod has been successfully activated, let's go to our main game folder again, then go to the data folder, to the RealVision ENB files folder, and select the following script. Make sure you run it. If some of you guys might get some error when running the RealVision ENB install script, make sure you open it with as administrator. So make sure you right click it, and you should get the option run as administrator. I am already logged in as an administrator, so for me it's not available, but if you have any problems with it, make sure you run it as administrator. So just double click it and you should get this message: installation successful. So now we have finally installed the RealVision ENB itself. The only thing that is now remaining is that we have to do some ini tweaking. Instead of doing most of the ini tweakings, we are downloading US high Skyrim prefs and ini files. Open that one up in a new tab. Click on the files. And select the high Skyrim prefs and inis files. So click on download manually. Select the mirror. And save it into your Skyrim Save Mods folder. Then go to your Skyrim Save Mods folder again and extract the US high ini files you just downloaded. Open that one up and then go to your Skyrim Prefs folder, which is located in your Documents My Games Skyrim. There, create a new folder and name it something like backup, so you get your own backup files. Your backup from your ini files saved. So copy them, paste them, and now you got your backup from your own Skyrim.ini and SkyrimPress.ini. Then go back to your saved mods, go back to your US high ini files, copy his ini files, then go back to your Skyrim Prefs folder, paste them, and let them replace your own ini files. Well, let's just open up SkyrimPress.ini. And what is so good about these ini files is that US has its own commentary lines behind the lines that you could or should change. So let's just check it out from the top to the end of the page. First of all, depth of field 0. And it says if you are not using ENB, what values you should have it, but he was probably using an ENB, so all of his values are based for ENB. And let's see what we still have to change. Well, we have to change this. SkyrimTuner uses a different FGMA value than this. I thought it was 1.02400. Let's check it out. It should be somewhere on this RealVision ENB page. Let's see. FGMA, it should be here somewhere. Ah, here it is. The FGMA, yeah, it should be 1.2400, so let's change that. Scroll down. This is okay, this is okay. The reason why we're not using anisotrophic filtering or anti-aliasing is that the ENB has its own, else it would just cause some conflicts. This is important. This is your screen resolution. I leave it because I also play in Full HD, so 9020 by 1080. If you, an example, play on a different resolution like 1680 by 1050, then change it to 6080 by 1050. So wide 1680, height 1050. It just all depends on your own resolution. Here you can change it to your own card, your own graphics card. I have a GTX 670 overclocked edition. And let's see. You can here set this value. We're not going to do that. The rest should be okay. Here, make sure you change this value to your own game difficulty, and here it says which value should be what. So 0 is novice, 1 apprentice, 2 adapt, 3 expert, 4 master, 5 legendary. I also play an adapt, so I just leave it on difficulty 2. Let's see what we still got more. If you use the Clamps of Thorough Weather Patch, increase particles to IMAX Desire 7050. Yeah, we installed the weather patch, so we want to change this to 7050. 7050. Then scroll down if you get to see something more. Here it says change reflect height and width to 512 if you need more FPS. Just leave it like this because it should be okay for the realistic weather too. Then make sure you save the Skyrim preset, of course, else it won't do anything. So save it, and let's go to his Skyrim.ini and check if we need to change something here. U-grids to load, it's okay. We're going to leave this. Actually, let's just change it because more messages and distance looks better. Only changes if you got a good computer. So I got quite a decent computer, so I changed it to U-grids to load 7, and then we also have to change this value to 64. All right, let's scroll down. We are using an ENB, so let's just ignore that. We are playing with U-grid, at least I play with U-grids to load 7, change it to 2, so let's do that. We want to change this to 8 because we are using the Skyrim Flora overhaul. This is also really important. I main grass changed to 75. It's got the best look and 120 for best performance, just like it is stated here. So change it to 75, else you get a really really high density, I should say. You get a lot of stutters and FPS. How do you say? You got the lower FPS, let's just say that. Alright, scroll down if we can't see anything more. Well, the rest should be okay. Then just close it and make sure you save it as well, of course. So save that one as well. And one last thing we are going to install for now is that we would like to run Skyrim with the Skyrim script extender and using SkyUI. SkyUI is a mod that will dramatically improve your Skyrim interface, your user interface. So we want that mod, and we want to launch our Skyrim from now on with the Skyrim script extender as well. So let's scroll a little bit down to its optional mods, which is SkyUI, the second one. Open that one up. And first of all, let's install the Skyrim script extender. Open that one up in a new tab as well. And just select the installer. You can save it under your Skyrim save mods folder and then just run it. It should automatically detect your Skyrim folder, else make sure you browse to your correct Skyrim folder. Then press next, press install, and press close. And it is important that you should keep the checkbox create shortcut to desktop on, because now we have the following shortcut, which is Skyrim with the Skyrim script extender edition, and you can also delete the original .tsv.exe shortcut, because now we are going to launch our Skyrim from the Skyrim script extender. And we still have to download SkyUI itself, so go back to the SkyUI page, click on download manual, and download the latest version from SkyUI, which should be 4.1. It says it requires a Skyrim script extender. Yeah, we just downloaded it. Then continue with our downloads. Click on a mirror and save it onto your Skyrim save mods folder. Then go to your Nexus Mod Manager, add the mod from file, and select SkyUI. Then make sure you activate it. And we now have installed all of our RealVision ENB page mods. So let's launch Skyrim and see how it looks. Oh, just before we are going to start and test out our new Skyrim, I would like to tell you that the RealVision ENB, along with its other graphical mods, look the best on bright sunny weather. So while you're playing, it doesn't really matter, but for the first startup you might want to see what your graphical mods are up to in full bright weather, because that's how they are going to look the best. And your game is probably not does not have bright weather. You might have some rain or something, so then that means you gotta force a weather effect. And to do that, I will show you how. First of all, go back to your RealVision ENB page just one last time, scroll all the way down, and it should be somewhere all on the performance, no, on the frequently asked questions. Yeah, here it is. It does not look like the screenshots of videos. We gotta force a climate with thermal weather code. And first of all, we gotta determine what your first code is for the weather code that we gotta force in the console. And to do that, go to your Nexus Mod Manager, and on the plugins section you gotta find climates of thermal. And what is important that you gotta remember this number. In my case I got 05, but maybe you got another code, so please remember that code, maybe write it down or something. And then in the console you have to type the following: FW from force weather, and then your code, so the code which is standing here in a load order, and then this additional code behind it, 02D46E. If you do that and you press enter while typing the force weather command, it will give you bright weather. So I'll show you right now. Let's start up our Skyrim. Alright, we're in. Let's load the game. I just load my quick save, which was in Redwood the last time, I believe. And let's just wait until it finished loading. Alright, we're in. Now let's just press the console key and then type in your force weather command. So FW, and then your digit, which should be on your Nexus Mod Manager climates of thermal, for me 05, and then the additional code. And then I always type in TM to hide any HUD, and then you again have to press tilt key again. So let's go outside to see how the weather looks. So I just fast forwarded the loading screen. So let's walk around in Redwood a little bit and see what has been changed. And what you will notice is the water. The realistic water too, with all the additional water mods, really look amazing. And for the rest, I would just recommend you walk around a little bit, see how all the landscape has changed, and just check indoor, check the NPCs, and see how amazing they should look. Well, that was my video so far, guys. Really again, thank you so much for watching this tutorial video. If you still have any questions, please let me know. See you at the next video.